Hello.
Wow, 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 wow.
Bow.
Bow, bow,
Bow, bow,
bow,
bow.
bow. Is
Bow.
this the Garfield movie?
Wait,
Is that in the Garfield movie?
is it in the Garfield movie?
Psh, I don't know.
I haven't seen the Garfield movie in
I used to
ages.
be obsessed. Like, watched it so many times, back to back to back to back.
Did you have the DVDs? I'm sure you did. You had a
Yeah.
lot of DVDs, I feel like.
I had DVDs and I had VHS tapes. The essentials.
Oh my god, VHS tapes. That's crazy.
I have a whole collection at my house, like back home,
Mhm.
and I have a VCR, and my mom, I think she threw it out, and she's trying to gaslight me into thinking I took it with me. I'm like, Mom, where would I have it? Because I went home to bring it back, because I was going to plug it into my projector, because I got an adapter to plug it into my projector, and she was like, no, you took it with you. I'm like, you
my
filthy
God.
liar, I did not.
Did you have the portable DVD players growing up, like the little movie
Yeah.
things that were like laptops, but they were like garbage?
Yes, and then you take it in the car, and then
Yeah.
you hit a bump and it skips.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
It's just my favorite.
I feel like I don't know if everyone has the same experience, but that's how I've seen a lot of the nostalgic movies we've grown up with. Is like in the car with that thing. Like I
Yeah.
watched Shark Tale for the first time. I
Oh,
think on one of those
that's a
crunchy little
delight.
DVD players.
Oh my gosh. Mine is Finding Nemo. I went to go
Yeah.
visit some cousins I have in Ohio like a long time
Mhm.
ago for Thanksgiving, and we had that little portable DVD player and we watched Finding Nemo like a billion times. It was
Oh
one of the
my
only
God.
DVDs we brought with us.
Yeah, you go on like a 2-week vacation, and it's like
You
I'm
bring
gonna
one
watch
movie.
this.
You bring one movie.
I did that with Shrek. Shrek
Oh.
was something I watched like 8 times, I think, on our vacation.
Oh, that's the best one. It's the best.
I'm sad I didn't bring any like horror movies or anything with me. Well, I guess I was a child.
You didn't have your collection of horror yet.
Yeah.
with
Streaming
you.
wasn't a thing yet, so I couldn't like.
That's quite unfortunate. If I could stream as a child, you don't want to see who I'd turn out to be.
Do you think there's 8-year-olds right now with a Shudder subscription?
I hope so. I genuinely hope so. That'd be me at 8.
Well, with all pirating now, like any 8-year-old can look up any of the Saw movies and just there you go.
I mean, I can't even react very well. I watched those when I was like 7.
Well, I didn't pirate them. I watched them on Chiller. Chiller? Did you watch Chiller?
I did watch Chiller because they had like the true crime shows too on Chiller.
Yeah.
And like the haunting type stuff.
Yeah,
My
Tales
faves.
from the Crypt.
Nope, did not watch that one.
You didn't watch Tales from the Crypt?
I'd have to see the intro. I feel like as soon as I see intros to shows, I'm like, flashbacks.
It's that little old mummy guy, and he's like, Tales from the Crypt.
I feel like you showed me a clip of this somewhat recently.
If Cole is listening right now,
Cole?
which I hope you are, Cole.
Cole, if you're not
listening,
if you're listening now, text us when you listen to this, okay?
please,
Thanks.
yeah, please message one of us.
That's how we'll know.
Cole is a big Tales from the Crypt fan. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense for Cole. Makes a ton of sense.
He knows Tales from the Crypt. That was a great show. We're watching that too.
Okay, we should watch it tonight.
We'll
try to pull it up on something. But
Aww.
yeah. But if you're wondering why we're talking about Tales of the Crypt and other mysteries, we are a mystery podcast.
Yeah.
Ah!
Well, I was gonna segue into that too. That was a longer cold opening for us.
We're just having fun. We're just chatting up a
Yeah.
storm. We can't help it.
We our production got pushed back yet again, guys, because you know why? COVID.
Yep.
Yep.
It's sad.
I didn't get it this time, but my roommate did, so I had to quarantine and make sure I was negative. So
I just wanted to be safe, you know. But
this
we're
is
good.
what, the 3rd or 4th time COVID has pushed back production?
I think so. It better quit.
Yeah.
It's taking away all the fun.
Miss Girl, if you don't stop pushing back the Mystery Files episodes.
Miss
I'm gonna find
Girl,
you and
it's
stop
been
by.
quite too long.
Mhm.
What is it, 2022? You're 2 years.
Yeah.
Get
grow
out
up.
of here. Grow up. Quite
I mean-
literally, grow up and get out.
Exactly.
Pack your bags and leave.
But the last time you saw us, we did the episode on the Stargate Project.
We did.
And I released it on perfect timing because I
Mhm.
released it on season 4
Stranger
premiere.
Things.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. I still haven't watched it. I will though. Tomorrow.
You told me, what was it? We talked about it earlier, like literally an hour ago. You were like, I thought it was really smart that you released it on the day Stranger Things came out. I was like, yeah, I forgot to release the episode, and it just
You said I released it late, but you know it came out on the perfect day, so it's perfect.
I was like, wait a second, this might be the perfect opportunity.
No, I was like, that's so smart of you to do that. You're like, ah ha ha, totally so smart of me.
I was like, I'm a marketing genius, and
So
in reality,
planned.
I was just like, I think I've released a lot of the episodes on days. I did like Mother's Day. I did another holiday, I think too. I was like, hey, watch this.
You said happy da-da-da day. Enjoy this piece of art.
And that was episode 7, and this is episode 8 of season 6.
Yes, it is.
Our season finale.
Ooh, yes, it is. And then we've got some really fun stuff coming up with our
Yes.
spin-off.
With the Summer Tapes season 3. I'm so excited. Summer Tapes time is always the best time of the year.
I know. It's just nice, warm vibes. It's so fun.
And I don't work a crummy job schedule anymore, so we'll have more episodes. So
Yay! Do you still work for them, right? Or you're just changing your schedule?
Oh no, I meant like for my previous employer of Summer Tape season 2.
I'm remembering now.
And how we did basically like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And it was
Yes, we'll be able to do way more. I was like, wait, what do I not know about recently, Logan? But okay.
Which is why I mentioned I guess like I was trying to say with Tales from the Crypt too, kind of maybe doing like a little bit of a hint of what we want to do with the Summer Tapes a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little more experimental.
Yes, I'm excited to experiment and like maybe we can review some stuff just out of our norm, just for fun.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have any suggestions for us, you should follow us on our Instagram at
the Mystery Files _. Yeah.
I'll keep them anonymous, but someone today told me that you and I should make a TikTok page, and I was like, we have a TikTok page.
We have a TikTok.
And a mini-series
we have to post more on there, I will say that, in our defense.
But if you haven't seen the mini-series, go watch it. It's at the Mystery Files podcast.
Yes.
On TikTok.
Check it out. Follow us, and we can make some more videos. When we get more traction on there, we can do it.
Yes.
I'm excited, but yes.
So, do you want to get into this week's episode?
Oh my gosh, yes I do. I've been waiting to tell you all about it. Okay.
All right.
Drum roll, please. This week on The Mystery Files, I present the case of Mysteries and Myths of Hawaii.
Oh, wait. So, it's Mysteries and Myths of Hawaii?
Yeah.
Ah, wait.
And
I just hit my microphone. Okay.
Listen, before I start this, I would just like to say, I've had this concept for like 3 weeks, right?
Right.
We all love the BuzzFeed Unsolved guys. We love them. We love them deeply. And we know we've had our incidents of having like episodes that are the same, right? They just posted about the Ghost Files, how they're going to do like a special in Hawaii.
Oh my, we have the same brain as them. That's crazy.
Like they released it the other day and I was like, oh, you're joking. If we would have recorded this like on our initial date of recording, we would have had this out before they even talked about it.
Maybe that's a manifestation of like our success in the future. Yeah. Like we're going to be...
But you also want to hear, it gets even more creepy. So, I don't know if I told you this yet, but Benjamin and I are planning on going to Hawaii for a honeymoon. Which I have not
you did tell me that.
So, yeah, we're planning on going there, right? And I remember, like, Benjamin and I booked, like, Airbnbs, and I was like, oh, it'd be so funny since I'm doing this case. Like, what if when I'm in Hawaii, I can do, like, a little short, like, Mystery Files TikTok about mysteries in Hawaii? Oh and that's literally what the Ghost Files BuzzFeed Unsolved guys are doing.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I literally said that, and like 2 days later they posted, and I'm like, this weird energy.
I'm excited.
But
wait, so it's like will be like ghost stories and like some
this is just like different legends and myths of Hawaii. So yeah, but let me get into the intro. I just wanted to say that before I started, how crazy that is.
Because I love the like Polynesian islands and I love Hawaii and stuff. So this is just like so cool. But there's definitely
one story that you already kind of know of because you told me about it. But I'll keep going. You know.
I will. This is just like the top hat man thing, like a niche thing I know a lot about.
Yes, you're like, I will give the details. So let's get into the intro. The Hawaiian Islands are steeped in ghostly stories and folklore that have been passed down through the generations. Traditional Hawaiian mythology and religion have ties to ancient Polynesian beliefs brought over by the earliest settlers to the islands, which were then shaped through the centuries by their connection to these beautiful, remote, and unpredictable volcanic islands. Here are a few stories of the supernatural, the terrifying, and the mysteries that are still told in Hawaii today. So, the first one is called Beware of the Night Marchers.
And my favorite.
You know the Night Marchers.
Yes, I love the Night Marchers.
Yes, didn't you say there was a Lilo and Stitch thing about it?
Yes, they did an episode on Lilo and Stitch about the Night Marchers, and that was my introduction to that concept. I wonder if my love of like the Polynesian islands and stuff and beaches and water and stuff came from Lilo and Stitch, like the series, not the movie.
I love the series.
Yeah, because the series was on all the time. But no, there was a Yeah, I'm sure you'll get into it in the case, but yeah, there was an episode of Lilo and Stitch they did that where like they all went on like a camping trip and it was like a horror themed of like the
Oh.
night marchers don't exist and then they try to murder Myrtle at the end of it. The little redhead.
Yeah,
They
I
try to
get it.
murder her.
I mean, she's kind of annoying, to be fair.
Honestly, good on the night march.
Good job for them. We have to watch that episode tonight, though.
We should. It's probably on Disney.
We should put that as the picture for this episode.
That'd
How
be
cute
kinda
would that?
fun.
We just have Myrtle and the marchers. So anyway, so if you don't know about them, here's a little bit about them. So while most ghost hunters are out looking for spirits, there are some ghosts you should never look at. Hawaii's night marchers. The phantoms of ancient Hawaiian warriors are said to roam the islands at night. In life, these warriors supposedly traveled at night to protect people so sacred, then the common man were never allowed to look at them. So breaking that rule actually meant death. So if you looked at these people, dead. Dead.
Dead. Oh my
Dead.
god.
So the night marcher's job wasn't to terrorize people. It was simply to protect the most sacred high-ranking chiefs. The night marchers showed mercy by traveling at night to spare people from harm.
Wow.
So a storyteller named Lopaka Kapuni says it's easy to tell if night marchers are approaching. He says they carry torches. They march to the thunderous sound of drums. They give warning by sounding a conch shell. That's when you know it's time to run and hide. So if you hear the marching in the conch shell, you better get out of there. So if you're already in the path of the night marcher's trail, legend dictates you must strip naked and lie face down. And there's...
I didn't know that.
That's psychotic. That's so crazy. So I guess there's a rumor that peeing on yourself will keep you alive too. So,
like a jellyfish thing.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I mean, it all comes back, I guess, with the
How
water.
do you pee on yourself?
You just
like
pee.
down the leg or on your foot? Like
I assume, yeah. How else?
Like I'm not trying to get into the details of how to pee on yourself here, but
Yeah.
I feel like do you pour it into a cup and then just like...
Oh no!
I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of how to pee on yourself.
Probably you just pee and just what it does.
But that's only protecting like what your inner.
It protects your whole body. Probably like this something about it.
It just you need to get pee on yourself somehow.
Yeah, maybe it's like a circle of salt. You just need that around you.
How would you aim that?
It's just on your body. I don't think it's much more
like
than
a 360. You're just like
you couldn't pee on your whole body. It's just you need a little bit of your pee on you, to
just
protect
a little
you.
bit of pee.
Just a little bit of pee never hurt,
A little bit of pee never hurt to save you from some ghosts.
Quote the Mystery Files. Quote the Mystery Files. So, whatever you decide to do, just don't look at them. If you're lucky enough to share a bloodline with somebody marching in the procession, you'll supposedly be saved. So, the night marchers are said to frequent sacred Hawaiian grounds, such as sites of sacrificial temples and other areas of Oahu, including Yokohama Bay, Kamehameha, sorry if I'm saying these wrong, and Il's Summer Mansion, Makaha Valley Plantation, Kayana Point, and Kalama Valley. There's even a night marcher's path that goes through the armory inside the Diamond Head crater, Kapuni says. So then in downtown Honolulu, there's reportedly a night marcher's trail that runs through the footprint of the Davies Pacific Center. So in 2012, Kapuni met with attorneys on the 23rd floor who claimed that the building's security cameras captured the night marchers on video.
No, really?
I wish I would have had this video. We should watch it later because I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, no. Like, everyone, if you're listening, go Google that afterwards, too.
Google
that
it.
sounds so cool.
Ooh. So a native Hawaiian cleaning lady was reportedly doing her job at night when a column of mist appeared. The woman died the next day. The following month, someone claimed to have seen the ghost of the lady marching with the night marchers and disappearing to the other side of the wall.
Whoa.
That's creepy as heck.
Yeah, that's a part of the night marchers, too, is that how you know they're coming is, like, they have a mist. That's how, like, a lot of people know, like, they have to do, I think, those defense mechanisms you were talking about, or just, like, running.
Ooh, I see a mist. What if it's just foggy? How do you know the difference?
Well, I think that's the thing is like you don't know the difference, and
So
it's
just run
like,
and hide.
are you trying to take the chance?
On my honeymoon, I'm like, oh, it's getting foggy, better run.
Yeah.
Better pee on myself. Lie naked in the middle of the street.
You're like fully married to Benjamin,
Yeah.
and then like you see some mist, and then you scream, pee on yourself, then run
Benjamin,
away.
start peeing. Hurry, come on. Do you want to die?
Benjamin, start peeing!
Start
now!
peeing. I've already stressed Benjamin out by, like, the fear of dying on our honeymoon. Because I guess one of the Airbnbs doesn't have, like, a, what is it called? A carbon monoxide alarm. And
That's
so
okay.
I was like, oh no, we have to bring a carbon monoxide alarm because I don't
Oh.
want to die on our honeymoon. And I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if we died of carbon monoxide poisoning on our honeymoon? He's like, don't say that. And I'm like, well, I'm
You're
being
gonna be the next
logical.
episode of the True.
I know. He's like, don't put that into the universe. I'm like, the universe is putting it inside me. What do you mean?
That's good. That's good. That's what's put the mystery files on the map. Is
Yeah.
Ryan and Shane are gonna cover you.
Yeah, I'm the ghost. Hey,
Like ooh.
come and get me. So anyway, the night marchers are said to march on the last 4 Hawaiian moon phases. So before the moon goes completely dark. This month, beware of October 20 through 23rd when Kapani says the night marchers will appear. So I guess it's more of like the October time.
That makes sense because, like, I think October through November is usually in most cultures like a spooky, like, kind of vibe
With like the
a
moons
spooky
and stuff.
month,
I'm like, glad I won't be there then. So just don't go looking for the night marchers, yet sometimes you don't have to try looking for them because they will just appear. So another story, Ricky, a security guard at the Cade's shut building, claims he once caught a glimpse of the night marchers during a brief trip to Wailoa, I don't know, some 19 years ago. Ricky and his then girlfriend Jennifer visited their friend Richard and his son Ryan, who were camping on Makulela Beach. Ricky remembers the exact date, July 5th, 1995. They arrived on the beach between 10 and 11 p.m. A distant flash of light caught their attention in the dark. It looked like a line of fire ants marching down the mountain by Dillingham Airfield. I thought people were hunting, but there was a long line of torches, he said.
Wow.
I'd be so freaked out if I saw that in the distance.
No, yeah, I'd be freaked out too. I think what was I gonna say? I don't know if like is that the last story that's involved with them or
yeah, but there's a little bit to the end of it, but we can keep talking.
Okay. No, I was just gonna talk about like their supernatural like beings too. I think like sometimes that you can't see them too. Like I hear sometimes you can just see their torches in the air.
Oh.
Like that fire. So like them talking about like them looking like little ants is probably like that fire glow.
They just see the glow going.
Yeah, because they're marching. So it's like
So it was a strange sight at first because it looked like an endless line of torches disappearing off the mountain ridge, but he later realized those weren't hunters but night marchers. He recalls hearing the legend of the night marchers as a kid at a YMCA camp. Erdman? That's cute, he heard it at a YMCA. So I guess one staffer always used to warn young campers about a night marcher's path in the same spot that he saw them. So luckily Ricky and his friend survived to tell the tale, and he hasn't been back there since, like to that place.
So you hear that, kids? Summer camp saves lives. Summer camp is educational.
Saves lives. But can you imagine, like, the camp person was like, oh yeah, at this place, like, this could happen. Just as a kid.
He's just, like, doing, like, some throwaway thing about these night marchers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's whatever.
Like, oh yeah, they come here, ha ha ha. And then this kid grows up and sees
they
this.
came here.
They were here and never returning. So I'm horrified.
I like that he, like, works close to where he went to summer camp, too. Like, he really stayed in his town, and I love that for him.
That's so wholesome. And he almost died because of it.
Oh, well. I don't think he died. He was probably just, like, scared. Like, oh.
The night marchers could kill him. He had to pee on himself. He had to strip naked in the street.
Wait, do you think, like, when he was at the summer camp, like, he was, like, 8 years old, and he was, like, told, like, you gotta pee on yourself to make sure you're okay.
He was like, but I don't want to. He's like, you have to.
There's no choice.
Do you want to die? Is that what you want, child? You want to die? No.
Then pee on
yourself,
dear
idiot.
God.
I don't want to go to camp, Mom, please.
Anyways, love the night marchers.
Love the night marchers.
Such a creepy story.
It was
so
creepy.
Eerie. Like all the visuals that are made of them too. Like if you even just Google night watchers and go to the images,
ooh,
it's frightening. A frightening sight.
Frightening experience. So now we're gonna watch Lilo and Stitch after this. So I'm excited. Okay, so into the next little myth. So I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, so I'm just gonna say it, and if it's wrong,
you've been doing a good job pronouncing them so far.
Thank you.
Honest,
you just have to act like you know.
Yeah, you just gotta do it with confidence.
There's gonna be people out there going, "You idiot! It's not how you say it." And I'll go, "Oh, but I tried."
Do you remember when I did the French one? Like, I think I did the Iron Mask case, and it was just so French that I was like, I think halfway through the case, you could just tell I was getting frustrated. I was like,
I would just go M, D. So, this one's called the Busy Little Menehue. So they're Hawaii's hobbit people. That's what they call them.
Ooh, okay.
So, Hawaiian legend has it that many centuries ago, the Menehue were a mischievous group of small people or dwarves who lived hidden in the forests and valleys of the islands before the first settlers arrived from Polynesia.
Ooh.
So, these Menehue, who roamed the deep forests at night, were said to be about 2 feet tall, though some were as tiny as 6 6 inches. That's so short.
That's really short, yeah.
So they were small
Oh my
enough to
God.
fit in the palm of a hand. That's
Aww.
really cute. They're like evil fairies, but not. So I guess they enjoyed dancing, singing, and archery, and their favorite foods were bananas and fish. The Menehue have been known to use magic arrows to pierce the heart of angry people, igniting feelings of love instead. Oh, wait, I want to be a
Wait.
Menehue person.
I like how it was like going in the direction of murder and then it was like wholesome.
But actually, it's love. So they also enjoy cliff diving, and according to local lore, they were smart, extremely strong, and excellent craftsmen. They were rarely seen by human eyes, and they are credited with mighty feats of engineering and overnight construction. That's so crazy.
What?
They said,
Wait,
let's build a town.
they're just builders too on top of
Yeah.
it?
Oh, little Bob the Builders.
Aw.
Little babies.
Like how this is like less creepy and they're just more like talented, versatile individuals.
It's
Like
just the little myths. They got little
wait, they're like
creatures.
6 inches tall and they're building whole towns?
I don't know if they're building a town. I made that up.
Oh.
It said they were like master construction things, so I'm like they probably built something, a building.
It's like a toothpick tower. Like look what we
Aw,
did in a night.
We're master craftsmen.
And then I would break it. I'd smash it. Go bye, bye. You
Take
little
this
toothpick,
little
Eiffel
pig. I'm a
Tower."
wolf. I'm gonna blow your house down. That's what happened.
I'm like, get ready for the big bad wolf.
Stop. Stomp on your house. So I guess these industrious master builders used their great strength to build temples. So they built some big stuff. Temples.
Okay, yeah, they built like
Yeah,
gigantic
actual
temples.
things. And I guess they built fish ponds, roads, canoes, and houses. I was on the right path.
Wow.
I knew.
Who needs an infrastructure bill when you got them? You know.
Who needs it?
Exactly.
They can build the world. So one such structure they are believed to have built is Kikiawalo.
Mm.
Also known as the Menehue Ditch, a historic irrigation ditch that funnels water from the Waimea River on Kauai. Another one of the
Oh,
amazing
wow.
feats is the legendary overnight creation of the Alikoko fish pond on Kauai, which archaeologists estimate to be around 1,000 years old.
Wow.
That's old as heck.
Wait, so it's like history saying that like it just appeared the next day, like the
Yeah.
people who lived there, it just wasn't there one day and then it
Yeah,
just was.
it's something that like
That's
suddenly appeared. I'm
wild.
like, I can kind of believe it. That's kind of
Wow.
fun. That's
No,
really
that's
fun.
like really cool.
Aww.
Like even like a not to put on like my theory hat again, even if that was just like a natural disaster and like they had nothing to do with it or something, like that's
Yeah.
still really freaking neat.
like the fact that like buildings would pop up and like
Yeah.
canoes and houses.
That's just not
and-
like natural causes. Like
Yeah. and a
you
whole
imagine?
irrigation system. Like what?
Like an opposite of a tornado, it like builds houses. Aw.
Aw.
Can you imagine if that was like a thing? Like, all
Why
right,
is it
guys.
not?
Like, all right, guys, we're under tornado watch. Here comes a new cityscape.
Okay, starting at midnight, we're building a town. Get on it. That's so cute.
I love it.
I guess they also built the The Alikoko fish pond for the princess and her brother at the time.
Aww.
So the shy but strong group lined up in a double row which stretched 25 miles to distant Macaulay. So the workers passed stones hand to hand to build the pond. Why are they so stinking cute?
This is the most wholesome supernatural creature I think we've ever covered.
I know. I want them.
Like it's
To fit in
usually
my
like a
pocket.
demonic turtle
Yeah.
or like a evil killer fairy
Yeah.
butterfly woman.
This is really cute.
yeah,
Oh my
they
God.
sound cute.
So they worked at night so as not to be seen by others, cutting, transporting, and fitting stones for their project in a long bucket brigade. If they were discovered, their work would have been abandoned. So they would just stop. They would go, we don't exist, ha ha ha.
Can you imagine they're like in the middle of building like a city tower and they get caught and they're just
They go, oh, me?
there's like a 20-story building and it's like only 8 of them are done.
Aw. They suddenly turn into middle-aged men, construction workers, whistling at women.
Wait. Are all middle-aged construction workers just
Menehue? The Menehue? How funny would that be?
That's wild. I'm gonna go up to them and be like, are you a Menehue?
Tell me the truth.
Is it you?
You can tell me.
Are you
I'll tell on you if you aren't.
We live near like rivers, so it's possible.
They built the Pittsburgh
We're
rivers.
basically on an island.
3 rivers, they did all that.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa. Wow.
Pittsburgh history found the truth right here.
Yeah.
Proofs in the pudding, folks. Proofs in the pudding.
So the next time you see a construction worker, tell them, hey,
Thanks.
thanks a lot.
Thanks. Thank your local construction workers.
A
Brought to
message
you
from-
by PBS Kids.
Oh, this show would never be greenlit for PBS
Oh,
Kids.
no.
Never.
Why not.
You know, it was, though. The Mystery Files Australian show.
Stop it. We're better.
We are.
We're better than
We're better
them.
than that PBS Kid ripoff.
Idiots.
Idiots.
Whole children. They know nothing of
We're gonna
life.
stick those Manihues on them.
Yeah, stick 'em on 'em, stick 'em on 'em. So I guess the Menahue were promised no one would watch them at work, which had carried out after dark. However, one night the royal siblings snuck up and watched the thousands of Menahue at work, only to fall asleep. At sunrise, the Menahue discovered them and turned them into twin stone pillars that can be seen today in the mountains above the fish pond. So I guess like the prince and what was it? The royal siblings caught them at work, and they fell asleep. And the next morning, those little creatures turned them into like stone pillars.
Now that's kind of a...
They got a dark twist.
You know, everyone's got a flaw in them,
They don't like to be seen. That's not their fault.
That's okay.
They make their rules clear.
I think that's very normal.
They're making a statement.
At least they did it in their sleep, you know?
Yeah. They said, go back to bed, little kids.
And they're just like sleeping on the floor. They're like, whoa, that's crazy. And they just zonked out.
They were like, ooh, this is so fun. We're secretly watching them. But
damn.
These Menahue didn't want them to know their secrets.
They're like kind of my problematic fave now, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, yes, they did like turn two kids into stone.
But like, it's their fault. Go back to bed.
It's their fault.
It's a lesson, really. Don't stay up past your bedtime.
Don't stay up past your bedtime and watch people in the middle of the night.
Also, why are you outside? Why are you outside in Hawaii by yourselves, children? Go back to bed and stop watching people do their jobs.
Where are your parents?
Where are the king and queen? They're not doing their job.
No, yeah, they're still unproblematic. No.
We still love them. They're doing their very best. It's not our fault. So, I guess interrupted by the sun, the Menahue left 2 gaps in the fish pond wall. Many generations later, Chinese settlers filled the gaps to raise the mullet, but the stonework that closed the gap was far inferior to the ones of the mystical Menahunes. So, like, the mystical Menahunes' work was way better. Another description that has been passed down in local folklore is of the 3 Menahune in Ainahu. Ainahu is a forest on the north side of Halakala crater in Maui. The 3 Menahune were called Haulalu, Malawo, and Ilu. All of the other Menahue living in Hawaii knew them well because they possessed very unusual powers. Halulu meant to tremble, and it seemed like this little man was always cold. But his magic gift... Just like me, I'm always freezing. But I guess his magic gift was that whenever he would start shaking, he would become invisible and could travel anywhere without being detected.
Okay.
I wish I had that. Sure.
When you get cold, you just disappear.
I start shaking so bad that I'm invisible.
Damn. I would not see you all winter.
Never, honestly. Honestly, like maybe 11 months out of the year you wouldn't see me. You have that one month.
What month do I see you?
July.
Okay.
Yeah, it's perfect. So, Ilu in Hawaiian means quick and nimble, and whenever Ilu moved, he was so quick that he disappeared and no one could follow him.
Wow.
And Malawa's name means lazy, but what most people didn't know was that whenever he appeared to be sleeping or lazy, his magical self became imperceptible, and he would go around the island and do good deeds.
Aww.
Why is Hawaiian stuff so cute?
This is really cute, yeah.
It won't be for long, but for now, we'll enjoy it.
Well... I like the polar opposites of these two.
Yeah, but the Menahue's cute.
Tales. Like, here's these Menahues that are really, really cute, but here's the night marchers who will kill you if they even
You will
look
literally
at you.
die if you see them.
You'll literally die unless you don't pee on yourself.
Yeah, so choose wisely. So, even though the Menahune were said to be displaced when the first settlers arrived in Hawaii, some people still believe the Menahune are roaming the islands, carrying out tricks on people. So, indeed, an 1820 census of Kauai lists 65 people as Menahune. Other Hawaiian mythology records refer to few other forest-dwelling races. The Nawo, who were large and wild hunters, descended from Launu, the Mu people, and the Wa people. So, I guess, like, they acknowledged Menahue people as people.
Yeah,
even
like,
though
it's
they
not
were
like a legend. It's like they're a part
Yeah.
of their people. Wow.
Yeah, but I'm like, I wonder to what point they say they existed. Like, I believe there could have been a race of people called the Menahune, but was it actually, like, 2-inch people,
Yeah.
like, or 6-inch, whatever it said, 6-inch people, like, building whole cities?
Most likely, probably not, but, like, I don't know if they... Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating. I feel like maybe they, like, respect them as, like, a culture. Like, they acknowledge, like, hey, these people are a part of our culture.
Yeah.
We're acknowledging their existence.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it could have even been like a group of people that's still alive because they said there was still like 65 people like in 1820 that were listed as Menehune. So I wonder if there
Oh.
was a group of people known as the Menehune and maybe like descendants of them
Mm-hmm.
were like there was like folklore stories of them being
Yeah,
tiny and
like an
like
origin story.
yeah, and
Yeah,
like maybe
that's
now that
cool.
group of people is still like actively working hard and
Huh.
building stuff. Like we just don't know
That's
where it
kind of
originated from.
awesome.
So it could be something like that. But
Yeah. I was
yeah.
gonna say I kind of like the way they like tie with the tale of how like with time and like aging of technology and civilization and stuff they kind of just
Mhm.
like taken like a back seat because like that
Yeah.
magic's kind of died off, I guess.
Yeah. So on to our next mystery, we have the Pele, goddess of fire and
Let's
volcanoes.
go.
Let's
Wait, that sounds
go. I
amazing.
know. We'll see if I'll like say her name actually right. I know there's more of her name. Pele's like the shortened version of it.
Wait, that's kind of cute actually.
So I guess she's known as Pele Honumuya. Uh-huh. She who shapes the sacred land, I guess is what it is.
Wow.
So this goddess of fire and volcanoes continues to devour the big island with molten lava,
Oh my
also
god.
creating the new land in the process.
Wow.
So she's like really cool.
Is she like made out of lava or something? I feel like that's it. She's probably
Part of it.
she's
Yeah.
probably so pretty.
I know.
Aww.
I feel like I just imagine Moana.
Yeah, like the
Tafiti,
Tafiti.
the
Yeah.
Tafiti, the
Yeah.
bird. Yeah, it's so pretty.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not the first person to say this. That's probably like an inspiration like
Oh,
for
yeah.
that movie, like this goddess.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool as heck.
It's so cute. I can just imagine. So I guess there's also small towns and entire forests that have been wiped out by Pele's passionate, unpredictable, and volatile temper. So this really is sounding like
Just
Moana.
like me.
Just like Logan. So her presence is felt on all of the Hawaiian Islands and Legend Mountains that she resides in, one of the most active volcanoes in the world, at the summit of Kalia. Within Helmia Uana's crater of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island. So, I guess Pele is pronounced Pele, so I'm already saying it wrong. Sends rivers of lava down the mountainside, adding more than 70 acres of new land to the southeastern coast since 1983. So, travel to her home, stand at the edge of the crater, and many say they are moved by the spirit of the goddess.
Whoa, like that, like they'll be on a crater and they feel themselves move because it's her power.
Yeah, that and probably like emotionally moved by her, like.
Oh, yeah, that's probably.
But I'm like, it could be either one.
Like
they didn't
moved
really
or like
moved.
moved.
I'm moved by her. In folklore, Pele travels through the islands, appearing to mankind as a beautiful young woman or as an old woman, sometimes accompanied by a white dog. Refuse her requests and suffer her wrath.
Like a Maltese, or like are we talking like a French poodle, like
just a white dog.
Just a white
I hope
dog.
it's like a white scraggly one, you know?
Like it's like it looks like a Muppet kinda.
Yeah, kind of dumb looking.
Yeah, kind of stupid
dog.
in the eye.
Kind of stupid in the eyes. Walk a little to the left sometimes.
I'd watch that comedy duo show, like a buddy cop movie between them.
Although it does say refuse a request and suffer her wrath, so it's not super buddy cop. It's
it's like either die or do it.
Die, you know? Buddy cop or die.
That's the name of the show, Buddy or Die.
Aww, that's cute.
I'd watch it.
I love. It's like
streaming on Hulu.
Streaming on Hulu next Tuesday.
We're writing it. It's coming out.
It's coming out next Tuesday. Be there, folks. So legends say that obviously you suffer her wrath. Tales of encounters with Pele include divers who picked up an old woman dressed in all white on roads in Kluane National Park, only to look in the mirror to find the back seat empty. So they pick her up and she wouldn't be in the back seat.
Oh my god.
Like, that's horrifying.
She sounds like she plays like tricks on people.
I know.
Like it's just she's doing this for fun.
She's a haha, I got you.
She's literally a god that creates like islands and like lava and like everything. And she's like, I'm just gonna mess with some people.
I'm just gonna torment some people for funsies. So others say Pele's face has mysteriously appeared in their photos of the lava lake within the crater of molten lava flows.
That's crazy.
Disturbing.
That's so cool.
Now I'm gonna try to take those pictures when I go. Imagine she appears. I'd be so excited.
You're gonna post them on Instagram and like she's just gonna appear in them.
I'm gonna like start a curse on Instagram by releasing these photos. So I guess on the islands, Pele is like a revered and respected like entity. Like people like love her so much. An important note to travelers looking for authentic souvenirs of their Hawaiian vacation: You're supposed to never remove and take home a lava rock from the islands.
I've heard of that actually.
Like, I guess lava is like a sacred piece of the fire goddess.
Yeah.
And bad luck will befall anyone who dares to remove it from Pele's home. I didn't know that.
I've heard of that just in general for like a lot of Polynesian islands actually. That like a lot like it's all sacred land, so like taking things from it is like a no-go.
Ooh, it's a good thing that people aren't like collecting like seashells like they would at a normal beach. Like, don't do that, you get cursed.
Yeah, no, that's like a huge thing. I'm sure you've seen that trope in like shows and stuff where people go to like sacred lands and they're like, oh, tiki. This little like tiki doll won't mean anything,
it's
right?
Like, no, it almost always does mean something, and like you're starting something.
Yeah.
And I guess it's also considered offensive to eat any of the hualo berries that grow along the edge of the Halma Umawa. Calidra without first offering them to the goddess or requesting permission. So you want to eat the berries to like offer them or say, hey, can I have some of these?
Even though they're like on her land, like she could eat them at any time.
Just,
she's
be respectful. Respect your elders.
Okay, I guess in a way I guess I could see it. That'd be like someone going through my fridge without asking, and I'm like, hello? Like I paid for those.
That's literally my fridge, you idiot.
Yeah.
I love her.
That was my Target run. How dare you?
Mine. Did you pay for that? No.
No.
Then don't touch it unless you ask me first. So I guess ancient legends of Pele are wrought with fierce feuds and jealous outbursts. One story tells of how Pele, one of 6 daughters and 7 sons born to Halme, the earth goddess, and Kane, creator of the sky, earth, and heavens, came to Hawaii after being exiled from Tahiti. Tahiti!
Oh, there it is!
Am I just stupid and not knowing of anything?
No, yeah, for how much I love the Polynesian Islands, I don't know a lot of the mythology, but I would like to know more. Wait.
What?
No, wait. No, wait. I was trying to think. Are the little dudes in Moana? Are those the
little dudes?
Yeah, the ones on the boat when they're trying to get away.
I cannot place it. I haven't seen that movie in a hot second.
Oh my god, we gotta watch Moana after this.
Yes, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm wondering, are those the menu? Yeah, is that them?
What if it is?
That might be. We'll have to go back and research that.
Now I need to know. That's really cute.
No one quote us on that, but we need to do a little
I know nothing.
refresher.
I know what I have on the paper. I know what's on the page.
Exactly.
What I've researched.
Oh my god, I'm just having a clicking moment of like, I feel like we do that on this show a lot. Like, we'll do a case. And like, oh, I know that from this pop culture thing.
Like pop culture is everything.
Yeah.
For all of our references, and I love it.
Yeah. We're just educated, but we watch too much TV.
Yes. You're about to get a really big pop culture thing within this episode, and you'll be excited.
Oh my god, I'm excited.
Because you learned about it in another episode, you know about it. So I'm just going to say that, and then you'll find out later.
Great.
So I guess, anyway, this Kane Mohale came to Hawaii after being exiled from Tahiti by her father because of her temper. She fought with her elder sister, the water goddess, whose husband Pele had seduced. And then Pele's older brother, the king of the sharks. I am already on it. Get ready. The king of the sharks gave her a canoe, and she and several of her siblings paddled across the sea, all the while battling with Namahakamai. I don't know what it is, how to say that word, but yes, they battled with them. But anywho, speaking of the king of the sharks, do you remember what I'm referencing? Can you remember anything I could possibly get from this?
King of the sharks.
Think about it for a second. Consider. Okay,
oh
you ready?
Ready? Yeah.
Do you remember when I told you about the episode of Fear Street? The shark in the pool shark.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I told you about this? How there was a kid who went in the pool and there was a shark in there, da-da-da-da?
Yeah.
Well, that's based off of this because it was in Hawaii.
Oh,
the pool shark episode has a Hawaiian.
Oh yeah, because we were fighting because I was like, it's Afraid of the Dark episode, and you're like, no, it's not.
It's not Fear Street. What am I saying? But it's literally Haunting Hour. The
wow.
pool shark episode is based on this Hawaiian
That's crazy.
King of the Sharks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can say this reference because it makes so much sense
God.
in this context. So,
at least it wasn't about a haunted canoe instead, apparently.
You were like, what are you talking about? No,
that makes sense.
The pool shark episode. So yeah.
Also, I love that, like, I already made this joke just now, but I love the fact that, like, he gave her a canoe and not just, like, a shark that would just, like, take her across the water.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm king of the sharks and I can tell them to do whatever I want, but
you can figure this out.
You can do it yourself.
You can literally beat all the other sharks. Figure it out.
Oh my god.
Find your way.
What if she uses like lava from her hands to like project it, like Lava Girl?
Lava
She's like,
Girl, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, but it's
yeah. Oh, this is Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Wait, are they Hawaiian? Am I stupid?
No.
Oh.
But it's like kind of like what it is, right? Wait, is this where Shark Boy and Lava Girl came from? Wait.
Wait
A second.
I think you're really onto
I think
something.
I'm onto something here.
Wait.
It's just too much of a coincidence that the lava goddess and like
Shark Boy,
and
Hawaii.
the Shark Boy. You mean the Shark God? The Shark King is like
Boy.
also that. I don't know.
Wait a second.
That seems a little too much of a parallel for my liking.
Where does it take place?
Austin, Texas.
But
so not close at all.
I need to learn more about this after, because I feel like there's definitely some Hawaiian stuff in there. I think someone's doing something.
We're gonna have to have a talk with Mr. Electric, aka George Lopez. We're gonna have to talk with him.
Better show up
like he'll know.
Yeah. My goodness. Well, I'm not gonna finish the rest of that because it's not that interesting after that.
Well.
No offense, Pele. But I do want a little fun fact in here because I thought it was kind of weird. Fun fact, pork is a popular meat to eat in Hawaii, but it's best to leave it out of your picnic lunch if you're traveling to the Pili Highway in Oahu. Pele, the volcano goddess, once had a tumultuous relationship with Kampau, the pig god, when she cruelly ended by banishing him to the Kauai area of the island. And then vehicles carrying pork have been known to sputter to a stop when driving on the highway out of Kauai, believed to be caused by vengeful Pele, who thinks someone's trying to sneak her former lover out of his place of exile. So the only way to carry on is to toss out the pork. So you're not allowed to eat pork.
So like she smells a pig going out, and she's like, "Hey."
She thinks it's the person she's exiled. So like pork is like a no bueno.
So being vegan's a good idea for when you're going.
Yeah. So maybe other stuff, just not pork. I think that's a no go.
We'll see. What if it's like a mixed meat or something? Is that a thing? Mixed meat?
Minced meat?
Mixed meat? Like
you shouldn't mix meats, really.
It's like pork and chicken and stuff like that. There's just like a hint of it in it, like byproduct.
That sounds disgusting. No.
Like you're bringing jerky there? Maybe not. Maybe it's just safe to just bring some fruits and vegetables and call it a day.
Maybe just eat their really fresh fruits. Anyway, let's get on to something more crazy. This little story is called "Watch Out for the Green Lady Child Snatcher." Isn't that a great segue?
Can that be the name of the episode instead? We could go, "Watch out for the Green Lady Child."
It's like the longest title of a thing ever.
It's a movie title.
And that's like a terrible movie title.
The woman in the window who eats the...
The woman in the window across from the woman in the window who's watching the lady...
who is the green...
But she's also green. And make sure you watch out for her.
Green eggs and ham.
I guess she's also the scary ghost of the Wahoo Gulch.
Okay.
Add that to the list. Anyway...
That's the subline.
That's the subline. It's shorter than the title. That's so awful. So anyway, the Green Lady is a specific ghost haunting one area, but is so unusual she rates her own entry. The legend goes that the Green Lady was once just a normal mother who enjoyed taking her children to the Wahaui Botanical Garden in Honolulu. I'm really butchering some of these names. But I guess she and her children would cross the gulch in Wahao instead of taking the bridge, as she was once afraid of cars striking her children, like she was scared they would get hit. One night on their way back home, the children became separated, and the mother could not find them in the gulch, no matter how hard she tried. After searching and searching, she went looking for help, but no one would help her. She went back into the gulch alone and disappeared along with her children. So ever since then, there have been sightings of a ghostly green woman haunting the gulch. The ghost isn't just green, it's covered in vines and grass and resembles a shambling marsh monster more than a ghost.
Oh my god.
So the spirit animating the milky plant life is the ghost of the mother still looking for her children. However, in her grief she will steal away with any child who comes into the gulch. So this kind of sounds familiar. It sounds similar to like the Weeping Woman, but different. Different vibes.
Yeah, very much so.
But I'm like, it's still creepy. But I guess children in Wahao sometimes dare each other to run across the bridge. As the story says, the Green Lady will even come up on the bridge to take children away. The ghost has even been seen on the outskirts of an elementary school over there, which is located on the edge of the gulch. What a terrible
rises
place.
Up from the bridge and just snatches them up. Oh my god.
What a terrible place to have an elementary school, right where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, right where this cryptic legend is.
Yeah, a children taker.
There's like a raggedy sign like painted in red like next to the bridge, like, hey kids, don't go over here.
Watch out for the Green Lady.
Oh my god.
Great. Fantastic.
Can you imagine during recess, like, hey, let's go see the...
You see that woman over there in green?
Let's go hang out with her.
She's got vines all over and she's really scary. Let's go talk to her.
See, if I was like the principal at school, I'd be like, completely crazy, and I'd have like a day you have to dress up all in green, like to celebrate her.
It's
like,
Green Witch Day.
It's Green Witch Day, guys.
Let's party hard. Like, you're an idiot, principal.
Did you ever have days like that, like in elementary school? Not like Green Witch Days.
I was like, not my school personally. Yours did.
But like theme days and stuff. Like,
well, yeah.
we had like Dr. Seuss Day.
Yeah, pajama day. 100th
Yeah.
day of school day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 100th day.
We had like a Dr. Seuss Day, and like we had like green eggs and ham and stuff, which was very interesting.
Sketchy in a school, but
yeah,
it'll do.
I think they just like dyed it green.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
it was messed up. I don't know what they put in that ham, but that ain't right.
Did you do that?
Oh,
You ate green eggs and ham too?
I'm pretty well. I don't remember the eggs. I remember the ham, and the ham was not it.
Is that just like all elementary schools, or do you think that's just like a Pennsylvania thing?
I don't remember if I had it in Pennsylvania or Iowa. Honestly,
oh,
I don't remember what point in my childhood.
Yeah,
I
feel like that's a first grader thing to do anyway, so that makes sense.
I think it was something like more scholastic related. Like I feel like scholastic. Maybe they were like, "Hey guys,
like read some Dr. Seuss books.
Do this for your students." I don't know the logistics, but
I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna call every local school and be like, "Do you guys do green eggs and ham day?"
Out of curiosity, you guys have a green lady day? Like,
yeah. Well, while you're doing a green eggs and ham day, why don't you do a green witch
lady?
lady?
Lady in there?
Yeah.
A witch, a child taker, and they're like.
A child taker?
Don't you ever call to school again? I would be reported.
I'm on a watch list.
For child taking, clearly, as a green lady witch. So, anyway, the green lady has one other important characteristic. As if all of
she offers green eggs and ham.
She offers green eggs and ham to the children. And says she is actually, what's the guy's name, the author? What's his
Dr.
name?
Seuss?
She actually says she's Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
No, I saw a picture of Dr. Seuss recently, and he does not look like he should.
Yeah, he looks wrong.
He looks stupid. He doesn't look like he exists. Sorry, Dr. Seuss. Is he even alive? He's probably fine. He's dead, right?
Yeah, I think he's like long gone. Yeah. What about like this? Like it starts shaking in here.
Dr. Seuss haunts us. Honestly, that's the best part of my life.
Who win the fight, the green snatch lady or Dr. Seuss? My money's on the green snatch lady.
Dr. Seuss for sure. Do you think he looked like that?
No, not at all.
Exactly. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anywho, about the green lady, her other important characteristic, I'm thinking about Dr. Seuss, I'm so sorry. It's not shared by many ghosts. She smells really bad, I guess. Most likely a result of the decaying plant matter that covers her and makes up her body. It's often easy enough to tell that she's around just because of the horrible smell that comes off of her.
Oh, is she like made of greenery? Did I miss that? Like, is she made of moss and like things?
Well, she has like vines and just a lot of green stuff on her because she died in the gulch.
Oh, yeah, in the gulch. Oh,
I want to know if she ever found her kids down there, because she went missing looking for her missing kids. So I'm like, I wonder if in the afterlife she ever found her kids, or if she didn't and she just keeps looking for kids to replace them.
I'm sure she probably hasn't found them, to be honest, because that's where the hunger of, like, ghosts and, like, supernatural things like that come from. There has to be a hunger or reason to keep going, and that's probably what it is.
I also just want to know what happened to her in general. Like, what
That's so spooky.
It's creepy.
It's like a fun visual to think about, like being made up of like plants and like moss and like stuff like that. That'd be a cool
Halloween costume.
That would be. Can you imagine you go to a Halloween costume? It's like you got like the YMCA guys, and so you come up as this like green witch. You're like, hey,
what's up? I love it.
You're just like your hair's made up of green moss.
It'd be cute as heck.
Oh my god.
But yes, now we just have one more little story.
Yay!
And it's called "Don't Anger the Water Guardians." I tried to make these as long as I could because I thought it was kind of funny, but...
Wait, did you title these yourself?
Some of these, yeah. And I guess they are shape-shifting dragon deities. So if you're wondering a little more about what these water guardians are, that's what they are.
That sounds cool.
So they are the legendary protectors of Hawaii's pools, ponds, and streams. They are spirit creatures called mo, who can change forms from small geckos to giant dragons.
Yes,
okay. They can get tiny.
They can be the Geico guy or the purple dragon lady
or Jake
from
Long. Jake Long or Geico.
That's where I want to be. Choose your fighter.
Choose your fighter. I want to be Jake Long, honestly.
Yeah.
So they have supernatural powers to control the weather, ensuring the islands have plentiful water and fruitful harvests. If angered, they could whip up killer waves or sweep the targets of their wrath off steep cliffs to their death.
Jeez.
My God. So, I'm sorry. If you're at one, I can't even. Why did I react? My God. If you're at one of Hawaii's lovely natural pools, drop a flower or branch in the water before venturing in. If the branch or flower gets swept away, it's a sign that Mau don't want to be disturbed, so it's best to go elsewhere for a dip. Oh, that's kind of scary. What if I want to go to the beach and they go, nope?
That's like scary, but I find that kind of beautiful in a way too. Like that's cool.
Not today, but I guess then the Mau is often translated from Hawaiian into English as simply just lizard. They're just called lizard. So, however,
hi
lizard. As we've learned, Mau were not harmless small geckos, rather were largely creatures with long and terrifying bodies.
Wow.
So we learn more. The traditionally Mau are associated with fish ponds, and they are considered guardian spirits. They flow from Kauai and down through the Apaua Makua and pond, and are said to have been once a beautiful girl who lived in the valley. So originated from this little girl who lived in the valley. Her parents changed her into Mau so that she could marry the Shark Man.
The Shark Man.
Also, this kind of reminds me of Ponyo.
It does kind of give
Ponyo
Ponyo.
vibes.
It is.
And then the following story pertains to the Mau of Macau. So in heavy rains, the Mau came down the stream from Kauai to meet the Shark Man from Kaniao Cave. When the stream flows strong, it breaks through the sand beach and flows into the sea. The Mau goes into the sea and goes on the big rock next to the blowhole of the Hawaiian end on the beach. The rock is called Pakai Kailai. On this rock, she would turn herself into a beautiful princess and call to him. The shark would come out of Kania Cave through the undersea channel and swim out to the blowhole. He would then
Sorry, I don't know why blowhole.
He would then swim into the underwater entrance and be tossed ashore through the blowhole. He would then turn into a man, and he and the princess would get together. I'm not going to say the details. They're
both mythological creatures.
They'd be kissing a lot. So when they were ready, they would go to live into the stream together. And when the water is green, the Mau is in the stream. So when you see the green water, that means that she is there. When it is clear, she is not. So no swimming is allowed when the Mau is in the stream. So if you see green water, just know she's there.
I don't think I want to swim in green water anyway, right? Like,
yeah, honestly.
What, is it like a Jello green? You're like, yeah, I'll swim in that. That makes sense.
Like my pool here in Pennsylvania is green.
Isn't chlorine green? Like sometimes shakes pools?
I think if you're not like cleaning it, or sometimes it just turns green water, but... Does that mean she's just vibing there?
Maybe that's why we don't swim in pools. Like, it's not because they're dirty. It's because it's because of her.
Yeah, she's doing that.
Wow. Mythology is so crazy. Like, just the amount of, mythological cases we've talked about, just, the insane amount of, he was thrown through this blowhole, then, this happened, and maybe turned into this beautiful,
it's they just have a lot of really cool, cultural stories that have been passed down.
No, I love it.
And I'm like, I want to know more about you, and I wish I knew more about, their locations, their cultures, all the names for everything.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just a lot of cultural significance that's been passed down. And it's still, very important to them today, which is really fun.
Maybe we could do, in the future, maybe we could do, not a part 2, but, a sequel episode where we talk about more cases or try to go more into it, maybe for the summer tapes. That'd be really cool, too. Well, it's funny
that you mentioned that, because I do have more ghost stories that I didn't get into.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many. Those were just, the main, I think 4.
Strong cases.
Very, big, important things that are in Hawaii. But there's a lot of different ghost stories that we could either tell on a TikTok series, which I thought would be really fun.
Yeah.
Or we can make a short episode or something. Cause it's
a mini mystery one.
Yeah, a mini mystery. So that's an idea that I'd love to play with. But those were definitely the main stories.
Those are all
of the
really
Hawaiian
cool.
folklore. And I know it wasn't our usual super scary.
No, yeah.
But that's their fun mysteries and myths of Hawaii. Yeah. That's just so much fun.
I mean, that's kind of been the podcast for a while. It's just kind of doing a change of pace. So it's kind of cool to see all these different things. And I think from everything we've done, we've just learned a lot of different culturally significant things and mythology. And it's fun. I feel like I'm broadening my horizons with things.
Yeah, and
you
it's
know?
great. And I'm just excited to actually go to Hawaii and like
Yeah.
experience it. I was like, I need to make
You're gonna meet the molten
I'm
lava
scared.
lady.
I wanted to know all the scary stories before I went, so then I could be a little creeped out on my.
You're about to go.
Adventure.
You're about to go swimming. You're gonna put like a flower in. And you're gonna see a little gecko, and you're gonna be like, "Oh hi!" And you're gonna look up, and there's gonna be just a giant dragon.
And then the
just staring
volcano's
you down.
gonna erupt, and I go, "Oh my god, Pele!" It's so cute.
That's gonna be your Avengers Endgame. It's just all these like Polynesian like creatures are gonna like come after you at the same
chaos.
time.
I don't want to see the night marchers. I like to hear them and be like, I don't see anything. I'm going to bed.
What the beautiful sound of the night marchers.
The beautiful sound, and I hope that helps you drift off to sleep tonight, folks. So, in conclusion, the Hawaiian Islands have plenty of ghostly stories, which we can hopefully get into later, and they have been passed down to the generations that continue to frighten people to this day. But I guess the truth behind all of the strange happenings on the Hawaiian Islands will forever remain
a mystery.
Yeah.
I was trying to go low because I knew you'd go high, so I was like,
Alrighty,
wow.
Well, thanks, folks, for listening.
Yes, this was our season finale of season 6. Thank you so much for listening to us and being here with us, and we will see you for the summer tapes, which will be coming up. I'll probably post this episode pretty soon, so like you'll see us in June for the summer tapes.
You'll see us in June. So good night, folks. Drift off to those marchers. See you next time.
Good night.
Bye.